Thanks for staying tuned. And if you just joined us, you are watching Your Health Portal. Don't forget that you can be part of the program by sending your questions to 080-222-41516 or 081-65266-580. Homeopathy is a medical system originated from Germany and is now practiced all over the world. I have with me the specialist himself, the homeopath, Dr. Amadi God's Power. It's great to have you here, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Doctor, we're going to treat on the topic peculiarity, a pointer to relief from disease. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers, for showing this interest in our homeopathic medical therapeutics. And that is why we are selecting topics that will enhance your knowledge the more in this system of medicine. So peculiarity is always a pointer to the relief of the patient. What does this mean? We have already considered all the particular principles that govern the practice of homeopathy. We have also told you about the validity of totality of symptoms. And all these play much role in giving relief to the patient. But we cannot conclude without bringing out one of the most subtle but very important aspects of these whole laws, and that is the law of peculiarity. Actually, there is no law of peculiarity, but then in practice, without peculiarity, it might sometimes be very impossible to give complete relief to a particular patient. We have known of totality of symptoms. Now, totality of symptoms in every particular case can be regarded as the generality of that particular case. The generality will always lead any homeopath to selecting certain medicines. For instance, when we say generality, in the case of infertility, generality simply means, well, this case is case of infertility, she has not taken in and she has not given any birth for so number of time, comprising all the symptoms that govern it. When we say totality of symptoms in impotency, we mean both the ones that are short-circuited, the ones that get erected but fall on attempting, the one that do not get erected at all, the one that is very weak, gets erected but cannot penetrate. This is generality. And when you're considering generality, there are very many remedies that will be considered. Also, in the case of diabetes mellitus, whether it's urinating more in the night or in the day, or whether it has more taste for cold water, or whether there is simply eruptions, or whether it has affected the vision of the eyes or the potency of the man, as to say erectile dysfunction accompanying such diabetes. These are general symptoms which can only lead us to finding those remedies that are generally adapted to such case. Okay. In the case of infertility, therefore, when we are talking of heliotropium, lachesis, pulsatilla as general remedies, while in impotence we are talking of selenium, talking of cadus marianus, talking of onosmodium, these are generalities in its own case. And also in diabetes mellitus, considering arsenicum bromatum, syzygium jambolanum, urtica urens, these are also generalities. But these generalities, to an homeopath, it may take you time while searching for the real simillimum in order to afford the required relief to that patient. That is why peculiarity becomes very, very important. In fact, in the consideration of the homeopathic books that guide this practice, for instance, the homeopathic materia medica, in each particular remedy, there are what we call the generalities. The generalities consist of the symptoms you have in the head, in the eye, in the tummy, in their eating habits, and everything. But peculiarity drives all generalities away and points to a particular medicine that will offer the relief. What do I mean? Peculiarity, therefore, simply means that which is odd, so far as homeopathic therapeutics is concerned. You see, when we say that someone is urinating frequently and he is drinking water frequently, it is a general symptom and it is normal. But when we say that somebody is drinking frequently, but cannot urinate. He has been drinking since Friday till today, Sunday. He has been drinking frequently, but cannot urinate. This symptom, therefore, becomes peculiar. You can see now the meaning of peculiarity. So, how does it benefit the practitioner and the patient in the practice of medicine? Let's start from the upper cases of something like asthmatic case. You see, in asthmatic case, we know that the general symptom should be inability to breathe well. There is that sensation as if there is constriction in the bronchial tubes and the lungs of the patient. So, considering these symptoms, now we'll be looking at the general remedies that do have one effect or the other in the treatment of asthma. Okay. But for us to be able to give relief to this particular patient, we are now looking for the peculiar symptom. Okay. The peculiar symptom that we offer the relief. So where is the peculiarity in asthma? You see that somebody wakes up suddenly, and as he wakes up, you know, in the middle of the night, maybe there is cold. And yet this person, when he has woken up, all his interest is to open all the windows down. In as much as there is much cold and this patient still feels the need to have the windows open, it therefore becomes a peculiar symptom. And when you have this peculiarity, the homeopath knows that the remedy called Carbo Vegetabilis will offer the relief to that patient. There are other peculiarities in this particular issue. That somebody from morning till night, he has no problem. From night till morning, he has no problem. But whenever it is 1 a.m. dot, he stands up and there is aggravation of these asthmatic symptoms. This is a peculiar symptom that will give the remedy calling arsenicum album that may offer the relief.
Doctor, before you continue with that, what peculiar symptom can lead to the treatment of epilepsy? Okay. Asthma, you've mentioned asthma, diabetes, then what about epilepsy, Ebola, and all of that?
Thank you very much. You see, in the case of epilepsy, you are very, very right to point out this. It's very, very important. We have generalities in epilepsy. You see, in epilepsy, everybody knows that the epileptic patients are convulsing. But in that convulsion now, there are many remedies meant for convulsions. We have Ernatus crocata, we have Buforana, we have Cuprum metallicum, we have certain other remedies that can be suitable for epilepsy. But for the homeopath to be quick in giving relief to that patient, he considers the peculiar symptoms. One of the peculiar symptoms we see is the case of full consciousness while there is epileptic convulsion. What does that mean? Somebody is having seizure, is being convulsed, but he is now aware. He has consciousness. He wants to stand up while being convulsed. This is consciousness. Unlike majority of epileptic cases where the patient will simply fall down and before you know it is dragging. You may use different epileptic medicines for that. But for you to offer the relief very fast, you look for the peculiar symptom. And if there is the peculiarity of consciousness, full consciousness, while the epileptic convulsion is going on, then you may make a wise selection in Nux vomica. Another peculiarity is the case that this patient, before he starts convulsing, the thumb will be twisted into the palm of the left hand. When any homeopath sees it, that gives you the chance to overgo all other remedies and look for Cuprum metallicum. That is the peculiarity that will give relief to that particular patient. You see, in the case of Ebola, you know, Ebola is almost a national emergency where people may not indulge much in it. But we have known that it is a hemorrhagic case. Okay. When there is fever in malaria, there is fever in typhoid, there is fever in scarlet fever and everything. But in this particular case, there is hemorrhage. This hemorrhage might protrude from any orifice of the body. So it's a peculiar symptom. And when we check through this peculiarity, I know that time will come when everything must have come down for people to contribute willingly towards that effect. And we will see that the law of peculiarity will help to getting the particular medicines that will offer relief to such patients. We don't even stop there. Remember, in the cases of women and their problems, old women, sometimes we say it is menopausal problem. Sometimes they have hotness of body. Sometimes they have moving objects in the body. The peculiarity there is the woman having movement in the body tells you that the movement is like warm. This now separates it from all other cases. Instead of killing my time looking for remedies that will cause movement in the body, this sensation of warm moving in the body is peculiar, and therefore I would like to choose Coca erythrocylon coca.
Okay, doctor, you're going to continue with that. Do not let your life be hindered by unpleasant health matters. If there is any part of your body that is giving you so much concern, feel free to send your questions to 080-222-41516 or 081-65266-580. The doctor is right here to answer all of your questions. Your health portal continues shortly. Please stay with us.
About homeopathic remedies. Do you know of a medical philosophy that the body has the ability to heal itself? It is the same philosophy of like curing like, a branch of medicine founded in Germany and has been mostly practiced in some parts of the world. This method is used to maintain good health and treat a wide range of illness. A safe way to remedies with regulations in the United States of America several years ago. It is homeopathic method of treatment. You want to know more about it? Join our homeopath, Dr. Amadi Guts Power, in an interactive session, Your Health Portal, taking you through the world of homeopathic therapy, coming to you on this station.
Welcome back. Doctor, I have this question. Could there be some disease without a peculiar symptom?
Well, there are, but if there is, then the physician will be angry because he will waste a lot of time in considering the generalities until he finds out the peculiar symptom. So those cases that have no peculiarity will usually respond to the general treatments. For instance, when we say somebody has conjunctivitis or what we commonly call Apollo, there may not be peculiar symptoms in that there are general symptoms. He is photophobic, he will not be able to look at the electric light, and sometimes he has sensation of sand in the eye that will be producing tears, and the eye may become reddish. These are all general symptoms. So in that case, general remedies will be used. But we are talking of such cases that bewilder our people, that makes people tired. You see, in the case of men now, in their impotency and the erectile dysfunction level, is it not peculiar that a man has full erection, but only that time he wants to penetrate, it falls? It is peculiar. And when that peculiarity comes, we select selenium. Is it not peculiar that a woman who is having movement in the body now tells you that this movement is in my womb? It's as if the fist of a baby is moving in my womb. These are the peculiarities any physician is looking for as far as homeopathic therapeutics is concerned. And this is always seen in the case of women looking for fruits of womb, in the case of infertility. So when there is this peculiar symptom of movement in my tummy, as if the fist of a baby, as if the leg of a baby, as if an object is moving there, is either Coculus or Crocalus cactus croculus, or Tuja occidentalis. With these, it is possible to get the simillimum that will offer that relief, and you will see that before a long time, you will hear that that woman is now bearing children. Likewise, in every case that happened to men, to women, in every disease they are suffering, there are these peculiar symptoms. Have you seen somebody who is feverish? He is very cold. very cold. But now the mother comes to cover him cloths. He becomes worse, but he must drag away that cloth, and yet it's very cold. That is a peculiar symptom leading to a particular medicine that will offer the relief to that person. Have you not seen some cases of high blood pressure? Men usually claim today, I'm hypertensive. They are claiming so because of lack of information. And that is why we will continue to do this sacrifice, to give out this information. That in some places, people no longer claim that they are hypertensive. People now know that they cannot just continue managing their high blood pressure. They can get relief from their high blood pressure. In the sense that when remedies were approved on healthy human beings, the remedy called viscous album is very common everywhere, had that tendency to cause high blood pressure. While the high blood pressure is there, there is always a chronic rheumatism attending with it. Whereas in the case of aurum metallicum, while the blood pressure is there, there is always syphilitic miasm inside that same system. And also in the case of aurum mor, that there is high blood pressure actually, but the heart is also affected and there is syphilitic affection. Neither will people claim of diabetes mellitus, because this day they can get relief from their cases. Because when the peculiarity of the symptoms are gathered, then the simillimum of the case is selected, and therefore the relief is eminent.
Okay.
So
thanks a lot, Doctor, for all of that explanation. Keep sending your questions to 080-222-41516. Doctor, let's go straight to the questions. This one said, well done. I'm asthmatic patient for long. Doctor, is it treatable? I need your help. Chinedu.
Yes, Chinedu, asthma is treatable. One can get relief from asthma. If it is worse by 1 a.m., it's likely your homeopath will give you arsenicum album. If you force people to fan you, it's likely to be carbo-vegetabilis. But in any case, take time out and meet your doctor, and you can get the required relief. Or if not, you can give me a call after this program. I will have my personal advice for you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Doctor. Doctor, this one says, I thank God that has been using you both, doctor and presenter, for this program. Please, is it possible for a woman with ulcer to conceive? Mrs. BC?
Well, Mrs. BC, somehow this question may look complicated, because it is possible to get pregnant, but what about the ulcer? Because it's likely you'll be taking treatment for the ulcer. And most times, most treatments people get for the ulcer will usually contain some substances that may not be suitable for the baby. For instance, I know of this ASA, acetyl salicylic acid, that is the major component of aspirin, and some painkillers. And in that case, it might be a disturbance to the baby. Okay. But if your physician is a homeopathic doctor, it is quite possible to take in and even get well treated of your gastric ulcer, so that the relief you get will enable you to get your child right. Okay. So the case of gastric ulcer has no way to stop women from taking in. But when remedies are taken according to their symptoms in symptomatology, with much emphasis on the peculiarity of that symptom, you will see that will be a bygone case. Okay. And in that case, in homeopathy mind, the remedy like geranium will be there to help you, sometimes argentum nitricum or even arsenicum album. Okay. And while that is happening, so far as the fertility is maintained, there is nothing wrong in taking in while that condition is there.
Thanks a lot, Doctor, for that explanation. The groundwork of all happiness is good health. That is why your health portal teaches you how to remain healthy. Keep sending your questions via the number on your screen. The program continues shortly. Please stay with us.
About homeopathic remedies. Do you know of a medical philosophy that the body has the ability to heal itself? It is the same philosophy of like curing like, a branch of medicine founded in Germany and has been mostly practiced in some parts of the world. This method is used to maintain good health and treat a wide range of illness. A safe way to remedies with regulations in the United States of America several years ago. It is homeopathic method of treatment. You want to know more about it? Join our homeopath, Dr. Amadi Gutspower, in an interactive session, Your Health Portal, taking you through the world of homeopathic therapy. Coming to you on this station.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving straight to your questions again. Doctor, this one says, please, I am always having temperature and I have treated typhoid and malaria. I have indigestion. I can't excrete. Please, what do I do? Tony.
Tony, what you should do is to consult your doctor. When you say you have been taking treatment, I'm afraid that it's not a self-medication that you have engaged in. Actually, when you have fever, it could be typhoid, it could be malaria, but indications show these days that there are more things that can give rise to fever. So why not go for comprehensive computer analysis, or better still, make sure you see a doctor if you have not done that. And if that not be the case, try to give me a call after this program so I can advise you in detail.
Okay, doctor, this one says,